Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending, I guess, where you are in the world watching this video update. Welcome back. We are back from the summer recess, back here in the splendid surroundings of the Dame Harriet Chick Library in the Nutrition Society's offices in London. We were all back as a team on the 1st of September, COVIDly safe and secure environment for which we're all immensely grateful for the effort that everybody has put into making this happen. We're even in a position now to host hybrid committee meetings here, which has been wonderful to see friends and colleagues back in the building after such a long absence this year. I'm going to update you on the usual few things. There's been a trustee meeting recently, a council meeting. We've got some conferences and events coming up, and then perhaps a quick look forward at 2021 that seems to be looming up in the not too distant future for us all to start to think about and plan. First of all, though, on behalf of Professor Julie Lovegrove, our President, and the Board of Trustees, a big thank you to every single one of our members and our supporters and our various stakeholders for all that you have done, not just with the Society during this pandemic, but in your own professional lives and professional existence. It's been a phenomenal event, I think, in all of our lives. Wonderful to see so many people coming together. The support we've had from the members has been extraordinary. The high spirits, the camaraderie has continued. Puts us in great shape to move forward into 2021 and beyond, and all the challenges that are waiting for us there, as well as some superb opportunities. So first, what's happening on our events side? Coming up quite soon, Monday the 7th of December, a special awards afternoon taking place at 12 o'clock, running through till 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We're going to be awarding the Silver Medal, the Cuthbertson Medal, the BJN Paper of the Year Award, first time we've held that, and then our Senior Award, for the first time again this year, the Elsie Widdowson Award, which focuses on public health. We have a number of candidates for those. The committee are currently reviewing, making their final decision on who those 4 recipients are going to be. The plan then on that Monday afternoon is there will be 4 live streamed webinars. So you don't have to commit to all 4 of the events. You can sign up for one or the other, or perhaps 2 or 3, depending on your schedule for the afternoon. The lecture will be introduced, it'll be chaired, and then the award presented at the end. There'll then be a 10 to 15 minute break, so we can leg stretch, get a cup of coffee, cup of tea, and then come back, and then the next one will start on the hour. So very excited to be hosting that style of event for the first time, but it also makes sure we can continue, despite all the challenges, to reward excellence in nutritional science. Registration for that will open the Friday of the week before. Details will be released quite soon. There's no charge for that event, but there is a capacity on numbers, again, due to the platform that we're using, so it'll be restricted to 500 people. Then the 2 days after that, the 8th and the 9th, our second NS Live event of the year, replacing the traditional winter meeting. Great lineup of speakers, which are detailed on this slide that you're seeing at the moment. We're learning with these live events as we go along, and the difference to this one compared to the first attempt we made back in July, which personally I thought was a great success. This time round, those of you presenting your posters will find that we've been able to develop the platform a little bit further, and you will be able to have live Q&A immediately after your poster. Back in the summer, that platform wasn't fully tested, so that had to be done through kind of email and Twitter, but this time it will be live. So each event we are adding an additional component. We're also exploring a few networking options for that event as well. Some feedback around from members that people are looking for something there. That's not quite so easy to fix. People's ideas of networking are very different, and we have different demographics within the society looking for different things. So we'll try and roll out something, perhaps as a test case for that. If you haven't seen Dr. Bernard Korf's paper on our event schedule, I would strongly recommend that you do that. I'll see if I can put a link up here in the moment, certainly again on my Twitter feed. It's on the website in the CEO blog area. Bernard has laid out all of the events that we have planned right through to the end of 2021. And then we've been able to calculate what are the key dates that you need to think about, and we need to think about in terms of planning. So when do the call for abstracts open? More importantly, when is our go, no-go date? When we think we can still go ahead with a physical face-to-face conference but some live streaming, or whether we're going to have to pull back and just stay with a live streamed event. So we're trying to keep you as up-to-date as possible through this form of communication so that you can plan your year as well, and we will just have to be flexible and adapt to the situation as it evolves. Last week, trustee meeting, council meeting held over 2 days. Some members were here in the LC Wooderson meeting room. Wonderful to see them. Others joined us on the screen. Our first, I think, ever hybrid trustee meeting. So another milestone for the society there. We covered quite a lot of ground. We hadn't met since July because of the summer break. A couple of things to brief you on. First of all, the plans are going ahead with our journals to get ready to convert them to gold open access, and we spent some time looking at the plans for public health nutrition and how that is going to flip, and you'll see more details on that in the coming weeks and months. Next year will be a big year for that journal. We also looked at proceedings as a journal. Janice Drew, who has been a superb editor-in-chief, is coming to the end of her time as the editor, and she's going to be stepping down at the end of this year, and trustees decided to appoint through an open, transparent way a new editor, and also find a deputy editor. So an advertisement for that role will be going out in the member newsletter. There'll be a recruitment process, a job description that you'll be able to look at and then apply for that position, taking that up early in 2021. The trustees also looked at whether it's time to revisit the idea of us hosting an all-party parliamentary group in the UK Parliament, in the House of Commons, for nutritional science. We looked at it a couple of years ago, made some good progress in terms of getting the plans together to set that up, but then a general election and then the uncertainty over Brexit and then another general election set our plans back. We think it's timely now to revisit that. Brexit will be over at the end of this year, hopefully the pandemic in early next year. I think that will be a great step forward for science, for our nutritional science in general. So you may be hearing more about that quite soon. We are, of course, in the middle of strategic planning. Trustees are having a number of sessions over the next couple of months, and we've invited all of the members, all of you, to contribute your ideas and thoughts to the shape that the next 5 years of the society might take. A few of you have already sent me in your papers. Excellent. Some really, really good ideas and suggestions there. The plan itself will be revealed hopefully by April or May of next year, and then that's our journey for the next 5 years. I guess the last important thing the trustees looked at is next year is the 80th anniversary of the Nutrition Society, from 1941 up to 2021. A milestone, I think you would agree, of recognition of the superb work in the past of our members and in keeping a stable and indeed growing society together. Trustees were looking at a number of events we might use to recognise that milestone. The most important one is there's going to be a number of awards presented for support to the society over the years, to members who have given so much over the years to support the work, but perhaps haven't been recognised from a scientific or academic point, but they have given up their time. And we've got a small group already beginning to do the research around who might be eligible for that. And there'll be a call, I'm sure, going out for you to nominate people who you think could be worthy of that recognition. So that finishes the Trustee Council. Just to have a very quick kind of recap of where we are and what's happening next year. I think 2020 has shown, and I'm being slightly biased here, that the society has proved its resilience in terms of its finances, its reserves, its members, its trustees, its leadership. It has seen us through this very difficult year. And I think the trustees and council all felt last week that we are in great shape to go forward next year. There is nothing that is holding us back, and there's nothing really that we don't think we could overcome with this current strength that we have. So let's build on that resilience. We're going to continue to focus on what the members need and want to support your careers. This year has shown that we do need to stay together. There is strength in numbers, and we will do everything we can to make sure that the processes, the systems, the support, the grants, the money is freely available as much as we can to support your work. Into 2021, there is already a fairly packed programme of events, partly because we've had to shift things from 2020, and we're looking forward to being back on the international stage. Again, connecting with our friends overseas and helping them with their capacity building and the development of their science. If not, then we certainly will be looking forward to seeing them virtually, I'm sure, like many others. Which probably brings me on to live streaming and hybrids. That very much is the future. The shape and nature of our conferences from now on will be very different. If COVID and the pandemic has shown us anything, it is the need to fully embrace technology. And to make sure that our science, our conferences, our networking, our relationships can truly be international. So you will see a gradual shift in the format of our conferences, so that those attending remotely through a virtual link will have an experience that they will enjoy and they will feel is value, and those attending face-to-face will obviously have different needs and be looking for a different experience. So we'll be mapping those two very different needs out as best as we can and learning as we go along. And I'm sure by the time we get to the end of next year with another 4, 5, possibly even 6 conferences under our belts, we will be quite proficient by December of next year at live streaming, hybrids, face-to-face, and anything else that technology wants to throw at us. These are incredibly exciting and interesting times for anybody involved in learned societies, in publishing, and indeed in science. The saying that science knows no borders, I think, has probably never been more true than it is now, as we're able to continually talk across the world. So I'm looking forward to 2021. I'm looking forward to catching up with all of you. You know, the point of a learned society, as Bernard mentioned in his paper, is to bring people together. We've been doing that virtually now for a long time, and so many of you are saying that you cannot wait till we can be back together face to face as much as possible. I'm hoping 2021 brings us that. I can assure you that the trustees are working on plans to make sure that we get you back together as soon as possible, and those of you who can't join us, that you feel welcome and attached to us through the many virtual platforms that we're building to support you. Thank you very much for listening. If you do have any questions, as always, do feel free to email me. My email address is going up on the slide at the end. Thank you very much.